start off, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. This last month and a half has been amazing to get a chance to learn from the kids, to learn from those of you who are children's ministry veterans, and to watch those of you who are stepping into children's ministry for the first time find some new life and new energy and maybe some new passion for serving the kids of our community and our church. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me to come alongside you all and serve in this children's ministry at Dayspring. In just a few weeks, our kids will be presenting their musical, which means after that, we're back to 2 services every Sunday of children's ministry. Now, typically once we get to summer, in the past, ministry has looked a little bit different due to the unpredictability of how many kids are going to show up due to vacations, the unpredictability of how many adults are going to be available due to vacations, and also just to give a lot of our adults a bit of a breather, a change up to get ready for the rigors of ministry once we launch again come the fall. So summer ministry here at Dayspring Kids will look a little bit like this. 15 minutes before the service begins at 9:15 and at 10:45, we'll open up this kids' worship area for a lot of fun and games. We'll get out puzzles, get out games, we'll get a coloring table set up, and the ultimate, the Gaga ball pit, will make its re-emergence for the summer months. During that time, the kids will just play. And our responsibility as leaders is just to be in the midst of the kids, engaging them and policing things that are going on. And as an aside, not just for the summer months, but going forward from now on, rarely do we want to see any groupings of adults gatherings and having conversations while the kids are playing. This is our hour to fully invest in these kids. Yes, share relationships, but make sure our kids are the priority. After about 15 or 20 minutes, depending on how well it's going, we'll have a brief cleanup time where all the puzzles and games will get put away, the crayons and markers get stored away, and the ball for the Gaga pit gets moved to an undisclosed location. After the cleanup, we'll move to the large group gathering. We'll begin with a game. It'll have nothing to do with the lesson, just a way to get all the energy and the wiggles out of them before we move into worship. After we get all the wiggles out, we'll move into a song of worship to start bringing things together. And then either myself, John, or Andy will start with the lesson. It may include another little activity, but then the Bible story begins for the week. After the Bible story and then a time of prayer, we're going to move into a new time that I hope to continue all through next year and beyond. It's a time of giving. Giving became an important part of my life as a kid as I watched my parents model tithing, but also as they encouraged me to give as well. And it's been a part of my life ever since. This is something I would like to see us in the Dayspring Kids to impart into our kids by giving them a place to start giving as well. And who knows? As they start giving, it might seep into their parents as well, and then they become givers and supporters of the ministries here at Dayspring. So beginning this summer, and every 3 to 4 months, we're going to change it up. We'll begin doing some targeted giving. We'll find a specific ministry somewhere in the world that is doing ministry to kids. Each week, we'll learn about that country, pray for the church's ministry there, and work toward a target monetary goal for that 3 to 4 months. And after that 3 to 4 months is over, we'll work toward a new ministry and a new giving plan. I'm right now working to target a ministry that works with kids in Ukraine. This is when John or Andy or myself will get back up and start asking questions, applying the lesson that was already taught. Now, this is what is usually done in your small group rooms every week with maybe activities or just questions. Now, this will depend on the number of kids, the number of adult leaders, and just the mood of the day. It may be just the leader, John, Andy, or myself, asking questions to the kids in their seats. We may divide them up in 3 or 4 groups with you sponsors all throughout this room to ask the questions, which we'll put on the screen, and have you come back together at the end. As always through the summer, be flexible with the plan. Depending on how much time's left, we may go back to an open play session with the Gaga ball pit and the puzzles and the games and the coloring. Now, for those of you who served last year, this part is new. With about 7 minutes remaining, we will go back to our designated small group rooms. Now, we're going to recombine them not to be gender specific. It'll be kindergarten, first grade room, second, third grade room, and 4th through 5th grade room. Now, the purpose of moving back is simply to help out with checkout. So parents are making a long line to find one of their 50 or 60 kids in this room, but go to an age-specific room where it's easier to locate the kids. But while you're there, we'll give you one activity to do, a simple activity that may reinforce the lesson that is learned here. It'll take little to no preparation to do. It'll all depend on the amount of time left. And regarding checkouts, don't feel bad if you don't know the parents and which kid goes to which parent, even though they may think you should know them by now. Parents will always be appreciative when their child's safety is taken into consideration. So always check the kid's name tag with the tag the parents bring to the room. So now that we move to the summer, the scheduling is going to look a little different too. Because we're going back to 2 services, and because your summer schedule might get a bit hairier, and because the kids' schedules will get a little more unpredictable with how many kids will be here, we're going to need a little less help. So our scheduling process is going to look a little bit different. In the next week or 2, every one of you is going to get email invitations through Planning Center to work every single Sunday this summer until school starts again. This does not mean you are going to be asked to work every single Sunday this summer, unless you explicitly tell me, Bo, every Sunday I'm around, I want to work. I'm okay with that too. When you get that invitation, I want you to click and accept every single Sunday you are available to work throughout the summer months. Then, based on the availability and unavailability of all the workers, I'll begin to schedule you throughout the summer, doing my best to honor the fact that I want to keep everybody to working just 2 Sundays a month to keep you all fresh. About that, because of the significant growth we've experienced in just the last month here in Dayspring Kids, we're not going to be fully out of place come next fall, where we have enough workers to work both services and honor my goal to have you just work 2 weeks a month and then be available to fill in as we need it. For sure, I'm never going to ask anybody to work every single Sunday in a month, again, unless you ask to. But to get to that place, we are going to need more help. Because you've worked here already, you know what it takes to be a small group leader. So it's a simple conversation with some other parents or teenagers or college students, telling them, here's what it takes. And if I can do it, you can do it. All we ask is there's a background check and there'll be some training down the road. But to get us to that ideal place, my guess is that we're going to need another 8 to 10 individuals or couples willing to step in over the summer and in the next fall to get us to a place where we just work 2 Sundays a month. And the more help you and I bring in together, the easier it's going to be for us all. By late July or early August, we're going to have an organized, scheduled training session to get ready for the church year 2022-2023. I'm hoping to produce a lot of video training so you can watch at your convenience, and the new people who are joining us can watch it anytime this summer and throughout the year as they join at their convenience as well. But that said, late July, early August, we will have one organized, scheduled training session for everybody, and it may even take place during a Sunday morning worship service. I got some ways I'm working on that right now. So that brings us to the summer and some additional events that'll take place outside of Sunday morning worship services here at Dayspring Kids. The first that's going to come across the wire is Mega Sports Camp, which if you've never been to before is basically the fusion of a sports camp and vacation Bible school, where kids will come throughout the week to work on basketball, soccer, or football, but also get the gospel in the process. Now, Mega Sports Camp will take place July 12th through 16th. That's a Sunday through a Thursday evening. And more invitations will come out inviting volunteers to join us. But before that, I'm going to need a core team of individuals to help come alongside me to plan for this event. We'll have about 300 kids on campus, and we'll need a lot of volunteers. So I'm looking for people of all skill sets. I'm looking for organizers. I'm looking for dreamers. I'm looking for doers. Anybody who cares a lick about the kids ministry and reaching our community as well, whether you know about sports or not, you're welcome to help join me. If you're interested, please reach out to me and we'll organize some planning sessions to get ready in the next month so we can start inviting people to come alongside us and volunteer during that week. And finally, Kids Camp for kindergarten through 5th graders will take place July 31st through August 4. We leave right after church on a Sunday afternoon, and we get back on a late Thursday afternoon as well. I'm looking for 6 to 8 adults willing to travel down with the kids and with me to serve as counselors, to live in the cabins with the kids and minister them all throughout the week. You don't pay any fees. We cover that. It's just a matter of taking off work and joining us for the week. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask me as far as what's all involved. And talk to me as soon as you know you're interested in joining us for that week. So thanks again for taking time out to watch this video and get a little update on what to expect over the next few months. Again, the kids' musical will be May 15, and the Sunday after that, May 22, we will go to our summer large group format. So please, as soon as you see the invitations come across on Planning Center, take time to fill out every single Sunday you can and can't be here. Remember, I won't make you serve every Sunday, but that'll help me best prepare to know when you'll be serving throughout the summer months. Thanks again for all that you're doing, for making my transition incredibly smooth and crazy rewarding.